Wow. Wow. Look at this. My first game. That's great. So, welcome to another stream. Tonight, it's gonna be very cool. We're gonna put all the stuff together. So, I'm gonna put the server, the landscape, and the coding together in one package. And I will see, and it's gonna be the game, basically, with everything I've learned in the couple days before, too. It's pretty awesome. So let me adjust my stuff. Let me adjust my stuff. Okay, so Facebook. Here we go. So is the chat work or? No. Wow, Dickies was streaming? That'd be a long time. My God. What is this project? It's a Gabriel Dragona. It's my new project. I don't know. There is no name yet. It's still work in progress, but it's becoming something slowly. Slowly, it's getting something. I'm getting somewhere. Okay. So I don't know what is this 227 megabyte budget, and there is like a kind of warning. This is like the landscape, so 227 megabyte budget. I mean, it doesn't lag at all. Is it good to have 207 megabyte budget? I'm gonna Google this. Let me check on Google. Texture streaming pool. Check. Texture streaming pool over what is good. Texture streaming pool over Oh, I think it's very high. I think it's very high, actually. I think it's too high. So you need to set a number in a value. Huh? Well, I mean, it doesn't matter. Oh, I think it's too high. Okay. Huh. Texture streaming pullover 23 megabyte. The first thing you want to do is reduce the amount of texture you're using. You are using more than you should. Huh, interesting. Most of the forms texture are 2K. You have a pretty big problem. My god. I guarantee you don't need that many 2K texture. There is no single button section is vital in game development. Yeah, that's why I'm interesting. So lease is better. But it doesn't lag at all. So I mean, how? So what is a good number? Good number. Let's see this. Texture streaming. I don't know what is it gonna do. Why do I get texture streaming put over? Fix and explanation. Interesting. Let's check this. There's a video talk about this. Already rendering. I mean, I have 200, 400. Oh my god, this guy speaks another language. I mean, he's speaking another language. I cannot understand. How to optimize texture resolution.
Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how can you know how much texture resolution you need for your 3D models. So why am I doing this video? It depends. As you zoom out, they're getting sharper. So you don't need to eyeball this. I mean, on an object, let's say this floor, resolution is too high, texture resolution you need. It's very simple. If I click here and check the wood texture, I'll open this. So it says it's a 2K texture, okay? But this is just too much from this camera distance, and it really depends on the screen percentage that your object is using. If I really zoom in, it starts to get really blurry. If I zoom out, it gets really sharp. So the way you want to handle this is if you type max here, you have this maximum texture size. Let's say I'm using 256 128 texture, really extreme example. But if you see this, the
Okay.
texture resolution is fine. From this angle, it's acceptable. So if I click on lead mode, this looks just as fine
Okay.
as the 2K texture.
Hello, Frederick.
But
That's
if I
German.
release
Oh.
screen, this will get blurry. If I go to the texture resolution view mode again,
Sorry. Interesting. Oh.
check my wood texture.
Oh, 25 star. Thank you. Thank you so much.
So it's really just a way to check how much texture resolution you need.
Nice to see you.
Go really low as 128 pixels, and if your camera won't be
So you can change the texture.
a lot of objects, like if it's a first-person game, yeah, it's going to be fine. So this is a great way to find how much texture resolution you need for your projects.
So where is this?
Here,
In maximum.
you can
Okay.
see,
I want to choose to see. So I'm learning. So if I go use their star to translate. So if I go to, so if I click example, so here is my photo H. Okay. And I can see here the one I use the most is this one. Okay. All right. Give me a second. Give me a second. Okay, sorry. I'm back. Okay, so let's check again. That was very interesting, by the way. Okay, so the data I use. Oh my god, lagging a little bit on stream. Huh? Okay, the data I use the most is this one. So 2.78K. So if I go here, you can see the data here. James Sembra, like the stream, thank you. So that's my animated grass. So if I go in maximum, wait, where was this thing? The guys go in where it was. Hello? I think it was here. So if you go in detail, okay, so I need to click the texture. Detail. Detail. Small probe. General setting. Level of detail. texture. We have different texture on it. Preview. I'm not sure where this is. So where did he access to this? I think he just click on it.
I opened it.
You open what? Ah, static mesh and matte. Okay, it's not there. It's when I click the thing. So let's see. You have to think the Diablo engine? No, not really. I'm trying. Well, I'm learning Unreal Engine. I'm making a game at the same time. Yeah. Wow, the stream lag. You see? I mean, it doesn't lag in game, but if I do this, see, it doesn't really lag. But I have a warning. I have a warning, but yeah. Okay. Okay. So if I select a bunch of foliage like this, and I don't see anything. Click, click, click. Click, 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 click. Well, I don't say anything. Is there an option thing? Wait a second. Raoul Kasi. Like the stream, thank you. Alright, so where is the... So it's in detail. The detail of the texture? Don't get it. Oh, it's my texture here. Right? No. Is it? Painting, placement, instance, scalable, physic. Composite class. Painting. Placement. Instance setting. Enable density scaling. Disable for... This will be enabled a small mesh without collision, and disable for large mesh with collision. Okay. Typically, this will be enabled. This will be enabled. Interesting. There's a lot of things I don't know. I'm learning optimization. That's interesting. Optimization. So I don't see where edit, matte, texture, default, LUT, general, collision, mesh, matte, mesh, transform, miss, foul path. So I don't know what is the. I don't find what the guys said in the video. I still don't find it. So I don't know. I'm gonna check again. So what is clicking?
How big is the
He's
object?
clicking the floor.
And come out, they get in charge. Want to see
Wait. So he's clicking the floor and there is a pop in detail. Static mesh material. I see this, right? Mesh. I see mesh. I don't see static mesh and material. Is this a kind of window I don't have? Detail. Detail 2. Huh? Statistical ball view developer. Hierarchy load out. Oh, I think it's this. Is it this? No, it's detail. Blueprint. Static mesh material. I think this is because I'm in the follow-away section. I think it's like the using the cube section thing. Brush. Ah. Whoa. No, it's not this. Select. I'm selecting the whole thing. I mean, why I'm selecting the whole thing? Because I have this. What the heck is this? Landscape. Select. Why I'm selecting the whole thing at the same time? That's strange. Single. Select. Ah, okay. Now it's better. Okay. Okay, so I don't find the thing. I already don't find it. Maybe I know I'm new, but look. Detail of the floor object. Oh, because it's an object, maybe? Element 1 and 2. Okay, so if I click the rock, doesn't really matter. Doesn't matter. I don't see the detail of what the material this thing is using and stuff. I just don't see it. You know, I just don't see it. At all. Trying to figure out, but yeah, I don't know. I don't see it. I don't understand.
And I want to know how much texture resolution information the 3D object is using. Let's say I want to check
texture scene selection. Oh. So how do you get access to this? Thank you for like the stream. What the heck? I mean, this guy is using something I don't. Definitively, I can't find anything of what he's talking about. Texture scene selection. Show stat. Texture, no, texture group. Just streaming. Advance. Texture group. Okay, don't show that. Okay. Never mind. Don't show me that thing. I don't remember where it was. I can't find it. Oh my god. Oh my god, where it is? Where is it? What? Dude, I just click it. Are you serious? What? Texture group selection. Okay. Alright. Yo, Yusuf. Hello. So I really don't know. I mean, I'm not very familiar with the World Engine. So I don't get it. So I want to see what a simple Dota is using as texture. I just want to see. Like, I want to see the detail. For example, this. The detail of this. That's it. I just want to see the detail. But I don't see anything. So I feel it's in this thing. But so this is the texture I use. Material slot. So the guys is here in.
Like a camera, really something starts to get.
He go in.
The texture
Where you go exactly? We're gonna see here.
from this angle is acceptable. So if I click
Oh, he go a require texture resolution unit lit. Okay, so you're just switching what you see.
as in 2K texture,
And after this,
but if I really
what happened
zoom
after
in,
this?
this will get blurry. If I go to the required texture resolution view mode again,
Okay, so it's switching like texture stuff. Require texture
you
resolution.
can see that this is red. So it's really just a way to
Okay.
check how much texture resolution you need. You can go
So he click on the texture. Ready. So is it like something I don't understand? Like this thing? So this is a texture? Is it? So it's a texture. Is it a texture?
reload as
So compression maximum alpha.
100.
I don't have this thing. Or I cannot see it. Detail. Specular. Something I don't understand. Like I don't see this. If I slip for max, yeah, see, there's nothing. I'm dumb or what? I think I'm missing something. Flesh green. Okay, let's see. So I'm using flesh green. Open world. Map. Color example. Okay, flesh green. I'm using this. So that's exactly the same. There is more detail this time. So if I said max, no, it's the same thing I was there. Bound, collision. I don't see anything. So flesh green. Texture. Okay, if I click this. Okay. Okay, so if I click max. I have it! I found it! About time. So you need to click the texture actually. So maximum texture size. So let me understand what he's talking about.
128 pixels, and if your camera won't be zooming in a lot of objects, like if it's a first-person game, yeah, it's going to be fine. So this is a great way to find how much texture resolution you need for your projects. If I go to 2K here, you can see the viewer automatically refreshes the texture resolution required. So if I go to lead mode, now if I zoom in, I have a really sharp texture, but it's really not necessarily if I'm going to view this texture from this angle. The great thing about this is that you can check all the textures used in the scene. For instance, if I go here again, let's check another one, probably this one. You can see not only this object, but a lot of objects are using the same texture, so you're really saving a lot of texture space by doing this. So I hope this video has been useful to you.
That's interesting.
It helps a lot, especially when you want to know how much texture resolution you. But if I really zoom in,
so I number is
this,
good or it's bad? So it's bad. No.
Require texture resolution view mode again. Pixels, and if your camera check the wood texture, it says it's a 2K texture, okay?
2K texture.
But this is just too much from this camera distance, and it really depends on the screen percentage that your object is using. So if I really zoom in, it starts to get really blurry. If I zoom out, it gets really sharp. So the way you want to handle this is, if you type max here, you have this maximum texture size. Let's say I'm using 256 128 texture, really extreme example, but if you see this, the texture resolution is fine. From this angle it's acceptable. So if I click on lead mode, this looks just as fine as the 2K texture. But if I really zoom in, this will get blurry. If I go to the require texture resolution view mode again,
see, so if you put a number there, that's what's gonna happen.
You can see that this is red. So it's really just a way to check how much texture resolution you need. You can go really low as 128 pixels, and if your camera won't be zooming in a lot of objects, like if it's a first-person game, yeah, it's going to be fine. So this is a great way to find how much texture resolution you need for your.
Very, very interesting. I'm gonna put this in my favorite. Okay, so example. So that means if I put 128, my 256. Okay, if I put 0, it's 4K. You said difference in game. I see. Let's do a test. Let's write 128. Okay. I don't remember where is this one. I think it's this one here. So I mean, there is a lot of texture for one. So this did I use this thing? Grass. That's the one I use, right? Yeah, that's the fresh green grass. I'm pretty sure. So you need to change all this. I feel like you need to change all this. That's the thing. So okay, I need an example. So I need at least one example. I want to set difference. Play. Wait, I'm just there and my texture budget is out and there is like no Dota. Huh? I think it's just because of the lightning, maybe. See? I mean, I just there and there's nothing. I guess it's because of my main texture? Huh. Ready. That can be something. Okay, so let me just readjust this to 0. Okay. So yeah, so save. Okay, so if what is my landscape texture? Oh, I want to check. Is it a 4K texture? Landscape. Megascan. No, is it a Megascan? Yes, it's a Megascan. I use I don't think I use this one. Yeah, I use this one. Okay. So what is the max? Well, I don't see the... Oh. Picture map. See? 4K. So if I go in max and I put example 108. Oh, it's full bluey, you see? Okay, so I want to see the difference. Save. Okay, let me test. You see a difference? There is a difference. There is one. See? There's no more there's no more red thing. Does it look bad? Let's see, if I'm watching the sky here. It's very shiny and it's hard to tell. 34, okay, so if I go here, max. Oops, no, nothing there. Click this. $256. Okay, let's put 512. Okay, so I'm gonna save. And play. So I'm gonna watch here. Yeah, it's bigger. Oh, I don't have anything here. Maybe not. Maybe it was just because I was near this place. No, I have no problem. Until I go there. Huh. Interesting. So if I put 0, this is full high quality, you can see. Interesting. So, okay, I'm gonna do another test. I'm gonna delete all this. Doesn't really matter. I was testing anyway, so it doesn't matter. So select all, delete. Doesn't work? Yeah. Okay. So let's do an example. I want to see a difference. So if I click play, see, I have budget problem. I believe it's the distance too. So there is nothing, I have budget problem. So I guess it's the distance. I believe it's the distance, because a specific place on the map? I'm not sure. Why is the sun? Sorry about this view, but I mean, I'm looking for the sun. It's right here. I'm not sure if the sun have an impact. I'm pretty sure. Like in StarCraft. In StarCraft, the sun have an impact. Like this place? Lagging. I'm not sure why, but... Interesting. Fabian Cantes, like the stream. Thank you. That's very interesting. So I feel it's just one spot, right? Maybe it's the sun. Maybe it's the sun. Let me test. Let me go in. Landscape and light sources. Skylight. Low. And sky distance. See that? Sky distance. Okay. Does this change something or? Q map resolution. Q map. I don't have Q map, I don't think. Scale. So if I put 0.5. 0.5. No? Rotation, location. Look pretty good. Yeah, I'm testing stuff. I'm doing optimization stuff. Rendering. Occlusion. Is there an intensity? Light? Light color. Q map resolution. Intensity scale. Holy shit. It's at 0 and it's super intense. Wow. Ray tracing. I don't know what this is. Wow. Okay, let's see, like this. I don't know. Play. Texture streaming. Can we see the texture streaming? Required texture resolution. Show the ratio between streaming texture resolution and the resolution wanted by the GPU. Under finite. What that mean? What that mean? Under finite. Good. So everything is good. Everything is good. And what that mean? So everything is good. Tail texture scale. Good, 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 good. Everything is good. It will be some type MMORPG. No, no, no. I'm not making MMORPG. You need a team for that. Mesh intensity. Oh, shit. Okay, mesh intensity. Oh. See, I have a lot of yellow. Okay, this rock have 2x over. Nice. That's mesh intensity. Okay, that's not that great. So mesh intensity. And the other is primitive distance. Oh shit. Oh. No, it's fine actually. I have nothing yellow. I have a lot of green. It's all green. Okay, so if I go more on top. Okay. So the problem is the mesh intensity. So if I go here, optimization, mesh UI density. It's a lot. Oh, the sun. Look, it's more I'm going in. Oh, it's this thing here. Holy shit. The yellow thing. But more I'm closer, more it's fine. Except when I'm far like this. So the mesh intensity, UV intensity, density. Okay, so I have a good thing here. I'm gonna check on Google. Mesh UV density. Reduce. How to mesh UI density reduce your Unreal 4. What that mean exactly? I'm just learning. Every time material size modified in the computer's textures can be protection. Build streaming texture. See? Wow. So if it's green and white, it's good. Oh. So the value displayed here can be adjusted by changing the mesh composition streaming distance multiplier of the rendering. Texture streaming. Mesh UI density accuracy. This is what I was looking. These few mods show the accuracy of the mesh world texture coordinate text score size used by streamer comparing about the real GPU value. The size related variation of texture. The view mod is a region in the mesh. If many mesh have the wrong data, any composition using the mesh is likely incorrect as well. The design can be changed with static mesh or skeleton mesh editor by tweaking the streaming distance multiplier until the mesh is in good range. Oh. So this thing here. In rendering. So if I'm looking this type of grass here is always yellow. If I'm this distance, it's fine. If I'm this distance, it's not fine. It's always yellow, this type here. Wow. I'm learning, guys. Holy shit, I'm learning. Can I select this? What is this? Photo age. Okay, so this example, this one here. Whoops. Huh? What the heck is this? What I did? Ah, there we go. Okay, that's a good example here. This one. So what is this? This type of grass have a bad distance multiplier shit. So what is this? Is it always the same? Wait. This one. Yeah, it's very this one here. See? It's always yellow. That one lag. Okay. So first, what's the name of this? I mean, nothing tell me. I select it. This is so shit. I mean, is it this one? It's not this one. It's not this one. This one? Whoops. Not this one. This one? Not this one. This one is... there is some yellow in this one. A little bit. Okay. What about this one? Aha! I found you! This one... this one, there's some yellow on this one too. I feel it's all this here. Okay. Not this one. This one is fine. Okay. So it's this tree one. So this one, and this one. If we do a package, it's bad. Well, bad. It's specifically, I mean, yeah. Which one is the most bad in this? It's this one here. Yeah, it's this one. Okay. So this one. The low grass? Wait, what? Low grass 01, 02. So all the low grass have bad distance thing. The atom, the dark, and the fresh green is fine. But the low grass, all the low grass are bad. And I haven't found this one yet. So this is fine. This is fine too. The flower is really fine. This is fine as well. Yeah, all this is super fine. Oop. There's a little bit here. Let me check this one here. This one is subject of lower. It's very this one, I guess. Okay. So it's all the low grass. Okay. So I know what to do. So can I select all? No. How do you select all? Remove. Select all instance. Select all instance is another type. Yes. Okay. So this one, the delete. Yes. Oh wow! He just delete the whole thing. That's stupid a little bit. Well, doesn't matter. I know what this is. It's low grass. So select. Select. Okay. See this one. This one doesn't lag at when you're close to it. Okay. Alright. So let me test. Okay, I need to take note. So low grass. Mesh. UV. Density. Yellow. Okay. So save and test. Click. Holy shit. 500. That doesn't change anything. I'm putting over. So strange. I'm not sure how this works. Is the sky lagging? That doesn't change it. Well, it changed something, I guess, but not that much. Huh? I don't know. Strange, huh? Light complexity. Bad. Extremely bad. Oh my god. See? That's the light. Oh no, okay. Good, bad, extremely bad. But, I mean, how I know? Max shader. Light map density. I mean, there is no scale, so I don't know. So I guess red is bad, I guess. I guess red is really bad. Okay, so green is good, I believe. Shader complexity. Yeah, so red is bad. Okay, so there's no problem with this. Shader complexity. Oh my god. This is bad. This is really bad. This is good. Okay, so what is bad is the light complexity. I think this is good because it's blue. So the light map density. Not good. Okay, light map density. I'm gonna Google it. I'm learning, guys. I'm learning a lot today. Light map density. Reduce. Light map density. Unreal Engine 4. You can set the light map resolution of your mesh. Okay, let me read this. So you can set the lightning resolution of your mesh in the static mesh editor under static mesh setting. Okay, so in the static mesh setting, the default is when you can lower. Okay. You can set the lightning resolution of your mesh in the static mesh editor. Okay, I guess it's in landscape. In light sources. Light mass. Skylight, maybe? Rendering. Why is it? Static mesh setting. Not sure where this is. I'm pretty sure it's in the light on Mesh. No. It's not there. No, it's not in there. Light map density. You can use light map textile density view, viewport, view mode, light map textile density. I don't need the textile density. Wait. Viewport. No. Light map density. Shader complexity and quad. This is really bad here. Oof. Shader complexity and quad. Let me Google this. Shader complexity quad red. Reduce. Holy shit, look at this, guys. Start to reduce shadow complexity. You can see a small PSVS mode on the horizontal. I mean, there is not a lot of good answer. It's just, it's always like this. Like every time I'm going in the Unreal Engine forum, most people don't give an exact answer. They're always turning around. Can you share a more regular picture? You say it and then... It's not really answering me. This looks like me. Shadow performance optimization. With a video. Interesting. Let's see this.
You've created a bunch of really cool shaders, but your frame rate is really slow. What do? Watch this video.
Okay. I'm gonna watch it.
It's down here at the bottom.
Yeah.
And what this does is shades all of the objects in your scene along this gradient from green to white, depending on how complex the shader instructions are. So you can fly around your scene and look at all the objects. If things are green, that generally means the shaders are pretty cheap. And the closer to white they get on this gradient, the worse they are. So we can see we have one object here that's hovering kind of around here in this maroon area. So if we wanted to, we could go in and optimize this. So that's one method of measuring shader performance. However, this method is not perfect, and while I discuss this, I'm just going to turn it off so I don't blind you guys. This method of using the viewport performance view is not perfect because it only gives you a very general idea of which shaders might be more expensive than other shaders. And also, this gradient depends on the number of instructions in your shaders, which is also not a perfect method of measuring performance. But let's get into that next. So the next method of measuring viewport performance is by checking the number of instructions that your shader takes. So here I've got my shader, and down here at the bottom you can see it says base pass shader 115 instructions. Well, what does that mean? Our shader node graph here compiles into HLSL code, which is then itself compiled into assembly language instructions, which are then passed to the driver and then passed to the video card. So if you know how many assembly language instructions your shader takes to run, that's another way of judging roughly how expensive is this shader. So in this case, my shader is taking 150 assembly language instructions.
I want to check, I'm curious. So it's everything. Everything is red in the back. Look at this. Okay, so I know exactly what is this texture. It's this one here. So I can check my, like you said, the shader thing. It's actually so it's actually in Blueprint. No, it's in my material. So it's this here. But I don't have the detail you have, that's the thing. So it's this one. It's this one here. This one. So is it this one? Yeah, it's this one. Yeah, it's this one here. Okay. So let's continue the video. See what he's gonna do. Oops. The heck? It's not this video. Wait. Where I am? This is Inception, guys. The heck is this? Oh my god, I'm so dumb. It was here. Did I close all this thing? Give me a second. Okay. Alright. So let's see what he's gonna talk about.
So if I were able to reduce my instruction count, I could probably safely assume that running fewer instructions would result in a shader that would perform better. However, using shader instructions as a measurement is not a perfect method either, because not all instructions take the same amount of time to run on the GPU. So you might have one instruction that takes 10 hundredths of a millisecond and another instruction that only takes 2 hundredths of a millisecond. And so there would be a really big difference if you had a shader that was mostly made up of the first instruction rather than the second instruction. So you can see that knowing the instruction count of your shader is not necessarily the perfect method for measuring performance. The third method for measuring performance, and this is the best, most accurate method, is to apply your shader to the model that it's intended to be in, put that model in the scene where it's going to be in your game or your project, and then run that game or that project on the intended target platform and measure that way. Now, measuring this way is the hardest because you have to apply your shader to a model, put the model in the scene, put the scene on the platform. There are a lot more steps involved, but it's definitely the most accurate. Every platform, whether it be the PlayStation, the Xbox, the PC, whatever game console or hardware you're running your shader on, is going to have different hardware capabilities, and every shader is going to behave slightly different depending on what hardware you're using. So measuring the performance of your shader on the target platform in the scene where it's going to be used is the most accurate way of doing it. And so when you're finaling your project, you definitely want to do it that way. But in the meantime, when you're just building your shader, instruction count is a pretty good way of judging relative to other shaders how complex or simple is this shader.
I want to see this.
So today we're going to focus
in the statistic. Again, I don't have this goddamn I don't have the detail. I can always detail. Okay, I don't see it, but well, I believe him. Let's go.
Focus mostly on using instruction count and try to reduce our instruction count as we optimize our shaders. Okay, so we talked about the performance view mode, we talked about shader instruction counts, and we talked about measuring your scene on your target platform. And it kind of goes in order. So the performance view mode is the least best method. Judging instruction counts is probably the second best method, and then measuring your scene on the target platform. Stop your shaders of arriving at the same result. Rocket or Moss. And if you want to, you can go and check that video out right here. I'll put the link here and also in the description below. so you can see how we built this shader. But let me go over it just briefly here. We've got a rock material and a moss material. So we have a rock diffuse texture and a moss diffuse texture, and then our normal maps for our rock and our moss. And we're blending between these two based on a mask that points upward in world space. So these nodes right here are what create our mask. This guy gets our normal in world space, and then we take our Z component of the normal, which in Unreal is the up vector, and then we adjust that by adding to it, raising it to a power, and clamping. Now this power node right here is intended for increasing the contrast in the shader. So if we just take a look, I'm going to wire this into our base color so we can look at what that looks like over here. And I'm going to switch this to unlit so that we can see. So you can see there's a really sharp line between where our mask is white and where our mask is black. And that's being done by our power node here. So let's see what happens if we set power to just 1. It's going to refresh here, and you can see that as I move this around, there's a lot less sharp gradient. So there's a bit. So here we have white, and then it goes to gray, and then to black. So if we're not raising to a power, we have a smooth gradient. But did you also notice that when I reduced my power to 1, the amount of the mask moved way down the sphere here? So it also adjusted where it was being applied.
Interesting.
So this node here is being is used for adjusting the contrast, but it's also affecting where the mask actually shows up. And so what we want to do is, I happen to know that this power node is one of those shader instructions that's a little bit more expensive than others. So we want to try to replace this power with something else that can adjust our contrast, but also something where we can adjust it without it changing the position of where our mask is applied on our object. And so what I'm going to do instead of using power is, let's say we have our range going from 0 to 1. That's our mask. That's what we can see here. Actually, I'm just going to, just for a minute, I'm going to wire this part of our shader into the view so you can see, like, without any contrast adjustments, this is what it's going to
I'm going to move it a little
in
bit.
changing our contrast. Like I was saying before, the other gives us an instruction count of 98. Well, I took some noise in those textures to distort
Oh my
the
god.
UV coordinates and then look up. This
What's the result?
will be, and we're going to take a look at the contents of this texture. I created this new texture by packing the specular, the roughness, the metalness, and I'm not using that one. So right now we've got a shader that's doing 102 instructions, and granted this is pretty cheap, but still, sampling 5 textures is less than ideal.
Interesting.
And so what I've
that's
done
the thing
is I
here?
created this. I'm going to wire this mask here into our lerps instead of this one. Okay, let's take a look at another example of
So that was an
useful
example?
in our shader to increase
So
our
that's it?
contrast. So, if you can figure out alternate ways of doing things and replace expensive instructions with cheaper ones, you can create a more efficient shader.
Really?
Gradient down here at the bottom. And what this does is shades all of the object.
Shader complexity. Is it my problem or it's not? Shader complexity. Oh, no, it's not. Me, it's the squad thing. Me, it's the... Oops. The quad. Not the quad. The shader and quad overdraw visualization. Whew, that's intense. And quads. It's always red. Everywhere. It's red everywhere. Is it the worst? I think it's the worst. Light map. Oh shit, that lag a lot. My god, this one lags so much. The flower. This one. Light map density. But this one is the worst. Shader complexity and quad. It's mostly my ground texture. So it's not very the same exact thing. If I write shader complexity and quad, foliage optimization. That's the guys I just watched, right?
Hi everyone. Today, small thing, like you might not see a big difference between these two trees, okay? But actually it stat FPS.
Oh nice, you have
And
a soldier.
Oh, I'm getting 120 FPS when I look straight ahead. If I look over here at these guys, these trees, these are the original trees that have not been optimized. I'm getting 70-ish FPS, right? Those are the original trees. But if I look over here at these trees, I'm getting like nearly 100 FPS. Remember, these are the same trees, right? They look pretty much identical, like 99% identical. On the other side, you've got much less. Like 99% identical, right? But the trees on the right are optimized, and the trees on the left are not. So we can go into shader complexity. You've got loads and loads of pink and white. On the other side, you've got much less, right? So
There's
using this technique,
not a big difference in the.
What is going on, guys? I'm just going to quickly show you basically a way to increase your performance if you have a lot of foliage in your scene. So right now I've been very clear up here that I'm only getting about 40 frames per second. Now I've got a pretty strong PC with a 980 Ti and an i5 7K series CPU, but either way it's only getting about 40 frames per second, which isn't great. And if we look at shader complexity in our come into here, complexity, we're getting terrible shader complexity on all our foliage and even our tree foliage. Is you've got to go to settings, you've got to go to project settings. Wait for it to pop up. Now you can just type it in here, and if you write Z pass, you got mask materials only in early Z pass. Tick that and just click restart. Now I'm going to skip to the performance after restarting it. Alright, and now we're back, and as you can see we went from 40 frames per second to 72, and in my opinion that's a pretty big jump up. If we check our shader complexity now, you can see most things are green. Our grass is completely green. If we highlight over it, it comes up about here, which is very low on the complexity. And if we look at the trees, we'll get about here, which is still pretty bad, but it's nowhere near what it was. So yeah, I hope this helps a bunch of you. This helped me a hell of a lot. I didn't know this existed, and yeah, just a simple button.
I didn't know that. Let me check this. So if I go in setting,
terrible shader complexity. This. So all you got to do is you got to go to settings. You got to go to project settings.
Setting, project setting, Z. Z pass.
If you write Z, mask materials only in early Z pass. Tick that and just click restart.
I don't think this is gonna change anything, but I cannot do it. Interesting. Save. Let's test this. Doesn't matter. It's a test, so. I don't know what does do. If it's gonna change something or not, no idea. We don't know, we don't know, we don't know what this gonna do. La 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 la. Right back, it's loading anyway. Hmm. It's really long to load, then. My God. I'm not sure about the optimization. I still feel it's the lightning, but I still think it's the lightning. So I'm gonna have to, maybe during the wait I should go see what I can do with this. Change light effect skybox. Let's see. Rendering. Well, the stream was about putting all the stuff together, but I think it's more we learn about optimization, which is another very important part. So what's the best optimization for sun and sky? If I said the best skylight. Skylight. How to optimize lightning? That's a good question. So I have a game. No. This is not my question again. Complete UI lightning workflow. Lightning guide. Use the quad overdraw and sharing sensitivity to make sure you're not causing too much opacity of. I'm making a lot. It's all red. Use a static sky-like. So I want to ask him, which best motivation is... So what he said, use. This is the most stupid question. This is the most stupid answer I ever see. The guy is asking, how can I reduce my FPS, and he talk about how to see how bad your game is. This is crazy. Fucking stupid answer. Man. Take it. Oh my god. Make sure you check the way to override lightning size and use 8 or 16 in setup coding. You check the override lightning size. That can be interesting to check. My god, is this frozen? The heck is that? Use a static skylight, yeah. It's not a good answer again. I would be maybe more in YouTube, I guess.
Start with the beginning of the project, the early that you start doing that, the better. Profile soon, profile often. This is a responsibility of everyone in the team, so avoid the janitor syndrome, right? And you start looking, okay, right? And each of these threads, in order, they need the content, they need the result of the thread before this. The game thread computes, it's going to be stored, and the only thing that we're trying, if they're that, you can't use, but try to avoid using functionality that's inherently expensive. But if you too much, as I told you, can have a huge impact on performance. You should be careful with. If your level has lots of static meshes, there are the same. There are like the same mesh, the same material. The engine does a good job at auto instancing and sending those to the GPU in patches.
I know this.
Automatically for you. It's 100% non-destructive. So imagine we have this scene here and you have all those chairs. So what I would basically need to do in Unreal, like I would for engineers at Epic, use these commands. Complexity, it's also great to visualize the complexity of the shaders of every pic. Maybe lower end consoles, you can probably like switch back to a baked texture for that effect, right? Both, I mean, you're playing in a smaller screen, so it's hard. Light complexity, I mean, lights can add a lot of cost to the GPU in your game. So the light complexity view mode is really good to identify.
Oh, this is... Fixing skylight. Nice. This video looked nice. Yeah, fixing skylight. That's a good thing.
Is use your landscape and add water to your still alert. So if you've seen the video before, and if you haven't, I do that is incorrect. Please point that out in the comments below. It says scale the indirect lighting contribution from this light. A value of 0 disables any AGI from this light. Default is 1.
Interesting.
I also did a little bit of a homework on the indirect lighting, and it's in the document 1. Direct lighting, those that get baked, sample catch, direct lighting to intensity of 100.
Nice, that looked really interesting, this video.
what I did was I went to build and build the lighting only. Now that's been done. Let's go ahead and press play to test out to see how bright our scene will look. And as it loads up in a few seconds, it's gonna take a little bit. Here we go. Gonna make it a bigger screen. Now if we look
Oof,
from the
this is
ground
lagging, man.
into the sky, or even just on the ground around us, it is actually pretty bright, and we can still adjust this as we play the game. Now I really don't like this grass. I hope I'll get a chance to adjust this sooner than later.
Yeah, the grass suck.
But it is pretty bright. I actually like this. Now one thing I've noticed, there is a lot of
It's not really bright, but
shadows going on up on the mountains.
it's not the
and
best
hopefully
thing
we
I
can
ever
fix
see,
this
you
as
can
we,
tell.
develop the game. There's a lot of things like the culling of the grass is not rendering farther than it should be. So there's going to be a lot of things that still needs to be fixed. That being said, let's go ahead. So
Wow, this is nice now.
fixed at 0.5357. Throw it.
That's so much better.
And we still have these shadows.
Holy shit.
The light source, fog multiple, density.
That's
So
good.
scale the atmospheric trans.
Yeah, you actually fix it. Wow. I think I'm gonna check this video.
So it says keep that everything the way it is.
Holy shit, the upgrade.
I want to welcome all, so that way they're all in the same.
Damn. This is what I'm looking
We'll
for
go back to
actually.
this, and if we have to
Very
change-
interesting. Let's
Are you
see.
still up? This is exactly what I'm gonna do now. So if you've seen the video before, I've to the scale. I've previously
Okay, let me check.
tips and suggestions that you guys give
Tips
out,
and suggestion. That
because
sounds
this
really good.
will help me develop a better video game. And this is exactly what I'm gonna do now. So if you've seen the video before, and if you haven't, I will go over this real quick. Now,
Still
what I
loading
did
the
in that
shatter. Oh my
video
god.
that he left a comment on, right here it says intensity scale. I've previously had this at 1, but I bumped it up to 3.5, and that was because it was too dark. But let's go ahead and change this back to 1. Okay, so now we're back to some of the darker areas like it was previously before, and I was not happy with it. But what he suggested was under here where it says indirect lighting, it says scale the indirect lighting contribution from this light. A value of 0 disables any AGI from this light. Default is 1. I also did a little bit of homework on the indirect lighting, and it's in the documents on realengine.com.
Interesting.
And over here it says that this example shows how indirect lighting can affect objects in the scene. Here we have a red light enclosed in a small space with bounced light from the wall striking a static object and dynamic one. Because indirect lighting is pre-calculated and baked into the static light map, the static object's lighting and shadowing will be more accurate. For the dynamic objects, however, lighting is dependent on the indirect lighting catch. Static lights can also affect dynamic objects due to the indirect lighting catch or sample grid. This is a 3D grid of lighting samples that get baked into the scene and are used by the rendering engine to determine what effect static lighting will have on dynamic objects. The grid can be visualized in the viewport by typing the following command into the console bar in the upper
So you
right
need
corner of
mostly
the
to use
editor.
static object.
And here's the command.
Mostly.
It says you will see the samples scattered through the scene like so. Okay, in order for the indirect lighting catch sample to exist, your scene must have a light mass importance volume around it, and lighting must have been built by light mass. Because dynamic objects are making use of this indirect lighting catch, they have no way of knowing the actual position of the light. Hence the lack of shadows seen in this example on the dynamic objects.
It's very
So let's
interesting.
go back to our project, and we're gonna go ahead and change our indirect lighting. I set up indirect lighting to intensity of 100, and what I did was I went to build and build the lighting only. Now that's been done. Let's go ahead and press play to test out to see how bright our scene will look. And as it loads up, in a few seconds, it's gonna take a little bit. Here we go. Gonna make it a bigger screen. Now if we look from the ground into the sky, or even just on the ground around us, it is actually pretty bright, and we can still adjust this as we play the game. Now I really don't like this grass. I hope I'll get a chance to adjust this sooner than later, but it is pretty bright. I actually like this. Now one thing I've noticed, there is a lot of shadows going on up on the mountains, and hopefully we can fix this as we develop the game. And there's a lot of things like the culling of the grass is not rendering.
Dude, this game look very
farther than
good.
it
What is
should
this
be.
game?
So there's gonna be a lot of things that still needs to be
Scorpion
fixed.
Demon Studio game. I want to see that.
Hello YouTubers, my name is Constance.
Well, I don't think he have released any game. It's pretty cool what he's doing. My video game development. You can see it. I want to see this.
Now just leave a comment below. Japanese culture, we have palm trees, all these corals. I do currently have a completely different location, and you have different characters, you know, from male and female Vikings that are going to be fighting. I'm surprised there's but it's all in first person, and it's going to be to an extent amount. You know, some cultures and clans will.
I'm disappointed
Yeah, you get the idea. So there's
about this game. Well, but he's making good stuff, and the video look really interesting.
That being said, let's go ahead and choose our direct light, the light source. And what we're gonna do is go to details, and under light intensity we're gonna bump this up just a little bit. And if you have
Okay, I'm gonna follow this. Shatter, I'm all done. This is so long to load. What the heck? It's nice to learn about optimization because I understand you making the world and everything is lagging. I would be pissed off. So yeah. I can remove this. I can open the map. Well, well, well. Like the guy said in the video, the quicker you doing your optimization, the better it will be. So I'm a smart person, you know that. Ah, look. There is a big. Oh my god. Interesting. Nice. Nice. Dude, the stream is so dead tonight. Or maybe my stuff doesn't work. No, it's so dead. The stream is extremely dead tonight. It's crazy. There's no one. I rarely see this. Normally there's always a few person, but now tonight is zero. Wow. I'm wondering what people play. Or what people do. Oh, we have something. See? See, it doesn't lag at all. Except, except the ground texture, I guess. If you go in optimization. Well, yeah, the grass lag a lot. Maybe because I put dynamic or something like this. Is it dynamic? So if I go in 40H, select. I hate this when you select this, you cannot see like whatever. Is it dynamic? No, it's static. They are all static? Static, static, static. Yeah, it's all static. All static. It's better be static. Like the guy said. The lightning reflection of this is so intense. Okay, so let's see what the guys talk about. What he talk about? What he talk about?
I will go over this really quick. Now, what I did in the video that he left a comment on, right here it says intensity scale. I've previously had this at 1, but I bumped it up to 3.5, and that was because it was too dark. But let's go ahead and change this back to 1.
Okay, skylight intensity. Oh, I can't because it's the shadow is still loading. Alright, let's wait a little bit. It's almost done, so. So it would be cool if I can see my FPS somewhere. When I'm playing. I learned so much from the last couple of days. It's crazy. From the last 3-4 days, I'm just on the Unreal Engine, and my god, it's good. Learning a lot. It was hard at the beginning. I never see a stream so dead for a long time. It's dead. It's crazy. Like, no one. No one on Facebook, no one on YouTube, no one on Twitch. I'm alone. Never see that. It's insane. Maybe I'm missing a special event or something. It's just crazy. Come on. It's my ground picture that is so long to load. That's a problem. Oh, we have it now. Look really nice, actually. The ground texture look really nice. There we go. Landscape. Still compiling shatter. Hello? What the fuck is going on? Huh? What the heck is this? What I have? Landscape. What the heck is this? Can I remove this? Actually, I want to try something. Wait. Whoa. Dude, auto-saving pissed me off. What the heck is this? My god, that was so weird. Flattering. Okay. Whatever. Just for testing anyway. What is smooth? I don't know what is smooth. Test like this. Okay. So I just want to test in game. The reflection is crazy. Look at this. My eyes. Okay. So let's start the tutorial thing. Select. Okay, so let's see what the guys have to show us. So pick the intensity to 1. So is it light source or skylight? Skylight. Intensity scale of 1. Oof. Okay. So what I have to do after? Let's see.
Okay, so now we're back to some of the darker areas like it was previously before, and I was not happy with it. But what he suggested was under here where it says indirect lighting, it says scale the indirect lighting contribution from this light. A value of 0 disables any AGI from this light. Default is 1. I also did a little bit of lighting upgrade. and lighting cache and change our indirect lighting. I've set up indirect lighting to intensity of 100.
Interesting. 128. So 100. I'm doing what the guys is doing, so we see Q map source light. Okay, so let's see.
And what I did was I went to build and build the lighting only.
Okay. Build lightning only. Like it's super shiny right now. It's not good. Exporting lightning data. Let's continue the video.
Now that's been done. Let's go ahead and press play to test out to see how bright our scene will look. And as it loads up, in a few seconds, it's gonna take a little bit. Here we go. Gonna make it a bigger screen. Now if we look from the ground into the sky,
It doesn't look
even
bright.
just on the ground around us, it is actually pretty bright, and we can still adjust this as we play the game. Now I really don't like this grass. I hope I'll get a chance to adjust this sooner than later, but it is pretty bright. I actually like this. Now one thing I've noticed, there is a lot of shadows going on up on the mountains, and hopefully we can fix this as we develop the game. There's a lot of things like the culling of the grass is not rendering farther than it should be. So there's going to be a lot of things that still needs to be fixed. That being said, let's go ahead and choose our direct light, the light
source. I want to see this.
And what we're going to do is go to details and on.
Okay. Let's wait, it's almost done. Almost done. This is really long. Building lightning. The heck is this? I never really build lightning ever. I have no idea what this is for. Man, the title of the stream is not right. I was supposed to mix all this. It's still early, but whatever. Can I play? Can I still work on it? Yes, I guess. Oh, it's lagging.